Welcome back to Harbaugh. In his public address at the White House this morning, Pope Francis touched on many familiar themes of his papacy. He called for action on climate change and said millions of people have been overlooked in this country, even quoting Martin Luther King to drive home his point.
Such change demands on our part a serious and responsible recognition not only of the kind of the world we may be leaving to our children, but also to the millions of people living under a system which has overlooked them. To use a telling phrase of the Reverend Martin Luther King, we can say that we have defaulted on a promissory note, and now is the time to honor it.
Well, it was a preview, many think, of what the Pope might say tomorrow at that big speech on Capitol Hill, and tomorrow when members of both parties will assemble for that joint meeting of Congress. I'm joined by now by someone who really understands what the Pope's talking about, Bob Casey of Pennsylvania. Senator, thank you. I think I heard every word as if coming out of the mouth of a Casey. I thought this was pure progressive Catholicism. Most of what he had today sounded very much like progressive Catholicism. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Chris, it's really an inspiration to hear that message from the Holy Father, to be able to focus on such central issues like climate change, wages, and lifting up the poor. It was just a preview, I think, of tomorrow maybe, but it was really enlightening and really inspiring. And one song that keeps coming back to me every time I think about the kind of Pope he's been. I don't profess to be an expert on his papacy, but the idea of being a servant, we've heard in our church, Chris, servant leaders. There's a lot of people in Washington that probably emphasize the leader word, not the servant word. This guy really gives new meaning and really is a personification of that kind of service.
When you talk to Republican members, I'm sure you do, because you get along with everybody, Senator, I'm just wondering, how's it going to be? Is this going to be an embarrassing night like Bibi Netanyahu when they go in and some people stand up on one side of the aisle and the other side of the aisle they don't stand up and then it's reversed? Are we going to see some of that, or is there going to be a coordination and a symphony of positive reaction, I should say? What are we going to see tomorrow, do you think?
Well, first of all, I think it'll be very affirmative. I think he'll be affirmative, and I think he'll probably gently, if not aggressively, challenge both parties, and that's good. But in terms of our decorum, we got to make sure we don't do tomorrow what happens at a State of the Union. No one should be standing up. We should all be clapping, and if you don't want to clap, you don't have to, but no one should be standing up and treating it like a pep rally. It should have the dignity and I think the decorum that any faith leader should be accorded in that circumstance.
Let me ask you about this dispute. Is it over now between the church and the government regarding to how you find accommodation for institutions, Catholic and other religious institutions, with regard to the implementation of something I know you're for, Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act? Is that fight still going on in the courts? Is it hot, or how do you see it?
Well, I think there's probably still some dispute there about how to reconcile those. But I really believe we can get there, that we can respect a faith tradition, any faith tradition, when it comes to religiously affiliated institutions, and differentiate from institutions that have a connection but provide a service to the wider public. It's a tough issue to get right, but I think we can. We've always recognized it in the tax code, and I think our policy should reflect that. But I don't know if he'll get that far down the list tomorrow, but I think he'll probably have a message that will inspire both sides, but I think will also be a message that will challenge us.
Well, today is September 23rd. It's Wednesday. In about a week and a half, it looks to me, Senator, you're the expert. You're there. You're voting in the Senate. Are we going to have a government shutdown over Planned Parenthood? Is this coming?
I sure hope not, because it makes no sense to shut down the government. Certainly not to have a repeat of 2013. That didn't work out well for the country, especially. I don't think it worked out for Republicans. I think they should rethink that strategy if that's the way they're going. But I hope that their leadership gives meaning and value and integrity to what they promised, which is no more shutdowns. They've said that over and over again. They need to deliver on that.